Technology has drastically changed since we were kids, and that's great. There are so many benefits to using this new technology. However, with this comes people who are going to want to use that to take advantage of it. Chris here, and today I want to talk to you as a father. I want to discuss ways that we can keep our children from being exposed to predators who want to leverage these new technologies to take advantage of them. It's not new for predators to use social media, apps, and games in an attempt to lure children. Recently, my social media feeds have been flooded with warnings about new apps that are mimicking popular children's shows in an attempt to communicate with our kids. As a father, this is frightening. How do we protect our children from a threat that we can't see or that we may not even know about? It's so difficult keeping up with all the new games and apps that are coming out on a daily basis. How do we monitor that? Is it even possible to do? I want to give you a few tips that I use to keep my daughter from being exposed to predators online. As with any aspect of protection, absence is the best option. However, in this day and age, that's not really an option. Also, with the great benefits that come with these technologies, in my opinion, it's not really fair either. With that being said, the first step is to limit access. In my family, we don't use the iPad to distract my daughter when she's acting up or misbehaving. We use it as an alternate means for entertainment and an additional learning tool. Secondly, when we allow her to use the iPad, we never leave her unattended. We may not be looking over her shoulder, watching with her, but we're aware of what she's using it for. The next step is to communicate with your children. Children want to know what's going on. They want to be a part of it. Let them know that technology is great and it can be a lot of fun, but there are bad people out there that are going to try to use it to harm them or to take advantage of them. Make sure they understand what's appropriate and what's not. And if they come across something that's inappropriate, they should talk to you about it. The last step is to use whatever tools are available on the device that you have to restrict access to and control over certain features and content. I'm going to show you how to do that on an iPad, but I'll also leave links in the description for other common devices. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to navigate to your settings, click on General, and then scroll till you find Restrictions. If this is your first time using the restrictions, you will click Enable Restrictions and then pick a password. There are a whole bunch of settings in here, and you can go through and pretty much control everything on the device. In the interest of time, I'm only going to cover a few vital features, but I encourage you to look through these settings and assess what's appropriate for your child and their age group. So the first thing I want to go over is allowed content. So you can click on your country and it'll give you the ratings for those countries. And you can go through and you can turn off everything from music, podcasts, news. You can click the ratings for that, movies, TV shows, books, apps. But specifically, what I want to show you here is on websites. Right now you can see it's on all websites, but you can click on Limit Adult Content or more importantly, specific websites only. It comes with these basic websites already programmed in there, but you can take those out if you want. But you can program it by using this to only access certain websites, and everything else will be blocked. The next thing I want to talk about is under privacy, location services. And when this is enabled, what that basically means is that your cellular data, your Wi-Fi, your GPS, your Bluetooth will be used to determine your approximate location. And it's important to understand that when you're using a third-party application or a website, that you know what they're using it for. So you have to understand their terms and conditions, their policy, their privacy policies, their practices, because you're subject to those terms. Also important to note that some apps will use your location only when the app is in use, which means it's either actively in the foreground or in the background. However, other apps will ask for access to use your location even when the app isn't in use. So it's important to know the privacy practices and the terms and conditions which you're signing up for. So if you go to location services, you can turn it on or off. If you turn it off, it can't be used for anything. But if you leave it on, you can choose specific apps that can utilize that. So you can go through and change that. And if later on you download other apps or your child downloads other apps, you can click on Don't Allow Changes. And if they are asked to share their location, it won't give them the option to do so. I also want to quickly talk about Share My Location. So what this does is when you have a contact saved in your phone, you can open up that contact card and it'll give an option to share the location. And it gives you several options under there. It gives you for an hour, gives you for a day, gives you indefinitely. So this is important because you don't want to just share your location with somebody indefinitely. So you can go into here and you can pick specifically who they can share their location with, or you can turn it off altogether. This was just a quick overview of some of the restrictions that you should pay attention to, but like I said earlier, I encourage you to look through this and really assess what is appropriate for your child. That's all for this video. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching, and remember, no one has more to lose when it comes to your safety than you.